so shameful to Ivy that she couldn't be seen anywhere around him, donning this Mary J. Blige-ass fit for a dinner reservation, even speaking in a hushed voice when she has to speak to him. And even after the episode's conclusion, with Ivy willingly going public with their relationship, she still holds off mentioning it to her best friend. And this is just the beginning of the first season. I mean, 5 episodes and 2 failed proposals later, and Kite Man still bends over backwards for Ivy with little to nothing in return. I mean, it's pretty understandable for someone in relationships, but the lengths that this man goes to is on par with what some would call a sin. But instead of his wallet being the one that's getting run through, it's his bones. Besides his own tenacity to sometimes go over the top and outdo things, I really don't think Kite Man deserved all the scorn and mockery he received in the show. But I mean, at the very least, he did have Ivy going for him. Having finally accepted his 3rd attempt at a proposal, it seemed like everything was coming up Kite Man for once. But of course, that wasn't gonna last long. After getting trapped in Guantanamo Bay and subsequently escaping, Harley and Ivy share a passionate kiss in the heat of the moment. I mean, you could argue that it was just a one-time kiss and it was in the heat of the moment, but I think that once that happened, we all knew the same thing. Kite Man and Ivy's relationship would be no more, and it was only a matter of time, and it was going to really suck. Now, I'm not going to act like this wasn't necessarily a surprise that I didn't see coming, both because Harley and Ivy have been an item in the comics before, and I already had guessed that would end up happening at one point, and the kiss being spoiled for me in the Discord I was in, thanks Clem. But it brought the knowledge that Kite Man would have to suffer even more because they kept it a secret, so we just sat with anticipation for when it would all fall apart. What we didn't expect was how off the rails this would get before reaching the final destination, just adding more and more pain to it. You knew that this was going to suck in the end. Following the kiss, Harley and Ivy grapple with these blooming feelings, which I mean, it's understandably awkward. In some odd sort of coping mechanism / escapism, Harley proceeds to attempt to bring the end times upon Gotham, while Ivy has brunch with Kite Man's parents. Oh, if you thought he got shit from everybody before, imagine that, but instead of colleagues and quote-unquote friends, it was disappointed, overbearing parents. Off the bat, Kite Man's parents are absolute pricks, not even greeting him and Ivy, instead immediately railing on him about how much of a hassle it was for their privileged asses to get into an already overbooked restaurants because he seemingly forgot. Everything about them screams privilege. I mean, his mom even has that Karen fade going. It's pretty apparent that Kite Man was raised in a household with domineering parents, high standards, and even higher expectations, going so far that he seems to have to refer to his parents as sir or ma'am instead of mom or dad. They see their son as a disappointment due to him being born without powers, and they express their excitement in having a grandchild that might have superpowers, assuming in some effort for them to be the child that they never had. Yeah, they're pricks, arguably some of the biggest agitators in Kite Man's life, yet Kite Man holds his tongue solely because they're family. If I can go on a tangent for a quick minute, don't do that. Don't sit back and accept any sort of verbal or any sort of abuse from somebody just holding your tongue because you're blood related or whatever. Fuck that. That's just nonsense. Don't let anyone talk to you like you're lesser than them, like you're trash. It doesn't matter if they're family, they're friends, or if it's someone that you randomly met on the street. Just don't. Anyways, my point of bringing up his parents, aside from another example of the universe utterly hating him since birth and maybe even before birth, it's because of how Ivy reacts to his parents. Like any good person would do, Ivy rightfully told his parents to fuck off and die of AIDS while gassing him up. What was this? An end to Kite Man's suffering? Could they maybe keep the relationship going? Was there still hope for Kite Man to still be happy in life? No. Of course not. In the episode following, Ivy proceeds to have drunk sex with Harley not once, but twice. Pain. Well, there goes that scrap of hope. Time for the pain to keep going. The episode ends with Ivy telling Harley all about how she doesn't trust her with her heart and yada yada, and we all know where this is going, so let's just skip to it. 2 episodes, 1 cancer ray, half an end times event, end.
Change the world. My final message. Goodbye.
We finally get to the moment we have all been waiting for. It was only inevitable that Ivy's infidelity would come to light. I had guessed that it was gonna just be some sort of admission of guilt from her, or Harley maybe slipping up and letting it loose out of her own deranged mind, but holy we were wrong. Instead of anything even remotely around that, we get Dr. Psycho playing back Ivy's memory of her getting her grass grazed on by Harley, projected out of his mind into Gotham sky for all to see. I mean, even Bane could see it in HD quality from his pit to hell.
Not only did you do that, they got your ass on camera.
Niggas ain't got me in no fucking camera.
This is the clearest video I've ever seen. This is the most HD shit ever. This is 4K. How did they get you in 4K?
That ain't me.
Why did you do that? Why would you look? Nigga, you got the same fit on.
Even Joker got a peek. She used to do that one to me. And just like that, after everything that he ever did, taking it all in and thinking about every bone he's broken, every bit of pride that he's had stripped away from him, stands Kite Man, dumbfounded, unable to say even anything as his world came crashing around him, having watched his fiancée getting her grass grazed on by Harley, and it having been broadcast throughout Gotham. The pain we all waited for finally sets in. But that was only the episode before the finale. We still have one more. And the thumbnail preview contained Ivy in a wedding dress, much to our surprise and even our dismay. I might start calling Kite Man Imagine Dragons because he is a sucker for pain.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Following the sudden disappearance